guys, what is up? Luffy Bricks here. So today guys, I'm coming at you with an second place at locals ABC Invoked deck profile. My idea around the deck is just because ABC and Invoked are just based on fusion monsters. I thought it was going to be an awesome deck to play and to try out, and it went actually pretty good. Even though you have so many normal summons in this deck, you can actually get a pretty powerful board, through your Alistair, through your ABC pieces, through all this stuff. So it's a pretty fun deck to play with, and also it's pretty consistent. You can always make a Mechaba or Buster first turn, and there are times where you can actually make like Deco Talker, Mechaba, and Buster, or sometimes just Deco Talker, Borload, Mechaba, and Buster. So without further ado guys, let's go into the main deck. So for the locals I played 3 A's, 3 B's, and 2 C's. The reason why I played only 2 C's is just because sometimes you don't have any pieces in your hand to special summon, so I thought it could be better to just play 2. And yeah, I mean, you need your 3A, 3B, and 2 C's. So that's it for the ABC monsters. I mean, it's not really a lot. Then for the second engine we only play 3, I play 3 Alistair. You can try to play 2, but sometimes you actually brick with your ABC card, so you just want to normal summon Alistair, make Mechaba, send one of your pieces to grave to fill it next turn, to make your auto plays next turn. So I mean, 3 Alistair is pretty good right now. I actually like this card, and also the fact that I play Brilliant Fusion, so if you have like Hanger, Alistair, and Brilliant Fusion, you have an auto Borload, Mechaba, Dragon Buster. So it's pretty awesome. And also it's a nice bait for Ash. If you have like Brilliant Fusion in hand, you can just normal summon Alistair, and if they Ash it, you don't have to worry about it anymore. So then for the only brick monster I would say is Garnet. I mean, it's not pretty a brick card. I mean, if you draw it, you have like basically 4 dead cards in your deck. But you can just ditch it for Mechaba or Dragon Buster, and that's what's very good about this deck. Your 2 boss monsters can just drop brick cards out of your hand just to be able to negate or just disrupt your opponent. So it's not really brick cards, but if you draw it, it's not that bad. Then I play 1 Gofu because it's awesome. I just love it. And then the 1 Mech-C for the the hand traps. 1 Mech-C. I'm going to put it like that. 3 Ash Blossoms and 3 Ghost Ogres. Right now I think that Ash Blossom is really good in this meta and in the following meta too. And Ghost Ogre can be nice to hit some field spells or just some monsters when they activate their effect, so it's pretty damn good. And Mech-C, I mean, it's just Mech-C, it's too broken. So that's it for the hand traps. I don't play Gamma or Droll Lockbirds in the main. I just thought that would be too much. I actually don't want to brick in this deck, I just want to see my combo pieces as fast as possible. So for the spells I have 3 hangers. I mean, pretty obvious if you play ABC. I mean, pretty standard. When you activate it, you can just search 1 piece. That's also a nice bait for Ash. Or when you normal summon one of your pieces, you can just equip one of your pieces to the one that you summoned out of the deck. So that's pretty awesome. Then I only play 2 Meltdown since I play already 3 Alistair. It's pretty obvious. And also when you have Meltdown on the field, your opponent cannot actually strike your ABC Dragon Buster summon. So it's pretty awesome. And also then you can take and not negate your Mechaba invocation and stuff. So that's it for the field spell. Then I play 3 Terraforming to search one of these 2. Pretty obvious. Then I play 2 Invocation. I play Pot of Desires in this deck, and it happens that I actually banished my 2 invocations. But when I did that at locals, I actually won the 2 games when I did that, so it wasn't really a problem. But I mean, if you want to bump this to 3 and play like 2 Meltdown, 2 Alastair, 3 Invocation, to just hard draw it if you normal summon Alastair, and if they ash it, that's kind of bad. But I mean, 2 is good enough for me right now. So that's that. And also guys, I don't know where I put my Brilliant Fusion, so I think I actually lost them, so I have to try to find new ones. So I just proxy 3 charge for Brilliant Fusion, but Brilliant Fusion is really one of the best cards in this deck, because you can just it opens so many plays. You just send your Garnet and one of the pieces to grave. If you have Hanger, you can just normal summon one of your pieces, then you can just combo off right there. And since you have like the double normal summon, you can just make Deco Talker and Dragon Buster just with Hanger and Brilliant Fusion. So, and then I played 2 Pot of Desires. Didn't want to play 3. I mean, you don't want to banish all the pieces. I know that it doesn't really matter if you have all the combo pieces in hand, but I just don't want to rely too much on Pot of Desires. And also, if you don't draw it, it means you have a pretty good hand, and if you draw it, you just use it after you do all your stuff. So, that's it. Then 2 Cyclones, just to have some kind of back row removal. If you want to play Twin Twister, that's nice, because so you can just ditch one of your pieces from a hand to grave. That's also good. But I just like Cyclone more, just because, I mean, it banishes, and it's good against your Draco and all this stuff. And against Bendel the Magician. So, that's that. And then 2 strikes. I mean, it's obvious we're in Link format, everybody is special summoning, and yeah, I mean, strike is pretty standard in this build. Then, for the extra deck, let's go. So that was the build I played at locals, but there are some things I want to change, so I'm going to tell you what about the extra deck. So right now I'm playing 3 busters. I mean, that's a perfect amount of busters you need actually to play through a game. I mean, it's your boss monster, and sometimes you're actually going to ditch a Alastair to grave, so you can just, if you draw Invocation, you can just make Mechaba next turn. So that's pretty obvious and pretty awesome. And when you tag out with Buster, it's actually pretty broken, because if you have Alastair in hand, you can just tag out, have your 3 pieces, and Alastair just going to burrow load of any Link play you want to. So it's pretty awesome. Then I play 2 Mechaba. That's the first thing I would do. Bump this one to 3, because sometimes you don't have enough to play through a game. So that was one of my mistakes. I'm going to play 3 next time I play this deck. So that's that. Then the only other fusion is Seraph Knight. I mean, pretty obvious for your Brilliant Fusion. Then for the XCs I play 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Bagushka, because that thing is broken, 1 Diamond Eye Wolf, 1 Utopia Package. I mean, obvious to get game even faster. So what would I change about this? Maybe just change the Diamond Eye Roll for maybe Gaia Saber, or a Firewall, because sometimes you actually want to make Firewall and you don't have the resources to go to Burrow Load, so this kind of sucks. So if you want to change this to Firewall, Firewall, Gaia Saber, or even the Mechaba I just told you about, you can just go ahead and do that. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just used this one time just to get over a big monster I couldn't go over with, and Utopia couldn't help it too, so I mean, it can be useful just in some rare situation. So yeah, so that's it for the XC's monsters. Then what for the Link, what will you need to play? Right now just play Burrow Loads, Deco Talker, Proxy Dragon, and 1 Ib. Sometimes I actually wish I played 2 proxies, because you go, you pretty much use proxy a lot in this deck. The 2 most used links in this deck are actually Deco Talker and Proxy. So yeah. So if you want to add one of these, it would be awesome. Would make your deck even more powerful mid to late game. So that's it for the extra deck. So for the side deck, no, that are my tokens. Sorry. So for the side deck, I played 2 D barriers, 2 anti-spell Fragrance, One Mind Crush, which came in pretty much clutch at this moment, one Warning, and one Evenly Matched. Side deck is just only preferences, guys, and based on what your locals actually plays. But I mean, D-Barrier is good in a mirror just to negate the summons of some cards. Anti-Spell is good against Pendulum Magician and all this stuff. Mind Crush is good against almost every deck that searches, because if they search something, you just do Mind Crush and they discard it. And again, in the mirror match against Invoked or just ABC only, Mind Crush can be pretty good. So that's that. The one Evenly Matched, I would play 2 if I had another one, but I wouldn't play 3, that's too much. 2 is enough. And then the only one Warning, I mean, negate the normal summon or Brilliant Fusion or invocations of whatever you need to negate. And then for the going second cards, 2 Droll and Logbirds, because I mean, pretty obvious. Then I have a pretty big kaiju package. That is one of the other things I would change about. So one Jukirizu, one Gadarla, one Kumangus, and one Game Seal, and also the one Slumber. So that's what I would change actually in this deck. Maybe side in more going first cards, because my deck has a lot of hand traps and you don't really have the place to side these or the traps in for. So I would recommend maybe playing 3 kaijus or even 2 kaijus and 1 slumber. I mean, that's what you want. So that's it for the side deck. So what I'm going to do now, guys, just show you some combos to see what this deck can do actually. So I guess let's get right into it. So guys, for the first combo, what you're going to need is just Brilliant Fusion, Hanger, and Aleister. I know it seems a lot, but in this deck you actually search, you can search basically all these cards you see right now, except for Brilliant Fusion. But Hanger is searchable through Terraforming, Aleister is searchable through Terraforming, Meltdown. So it's pretty... this combo came out, I think, it was an 8-man, or I don't remember how many people there was at the locals, actually not that much, but it came almost every duel. So I mean, you can do this combo a lot, and if your opponent doesn't see any hand trap, they can just scoop already, because this combo would just make a nuts field. The only thing that they can do is actually evenly match you, and even though if you have Mechaba and Strike in hand, you can just negate the evenly matched. So yeah. So what you're going to do first of all, let's say your opponent doesn't have any hand traps, you just normal summon a Aleister. I'm going to search the invocation first of all. So where's my invocation? There it is. So you have that. Then what you're going to do is just activate your Brilliant Fusion. Sending, most of the time I just send A to grave, because I don't like drawing A or whatever. And then send the Garnet to grave. There we go. Then you're going to special summon your Seraph Knight. Where is it? There we go. There is the Seraph Knight. I'm going to put it a bit lower so you guys can see even better. There we go. And then what you're going to do is just activate Hanger, search out of Hanger effects. Most of the time I just search B and then equip C. It's more thing I do the most right now. So what you can do is just normal summon Buster, activate Hanger effect. So you can just equip C to it. What am I shuffling? So then what you're going to do is just link summon these together. At this point you can actually choose to do Borrowload or or Deco Talker. You just need to, if you want to make Borrowload, what you're just going to do is use Buster and Seraph Knight to make proxy, and then you can just special summon the one that you will add out of B and C. So you can just go into Borrowload, or if you just want to make Deco Talker, just use these 3. So let's make just Deco Talker right now. Up, this goes to grave. And the beautiful thing about Deco Talker is also the fact that when you tag out, your Deco Talker just tributes one of your pieces, and then you get the effect off. So that's pretty awesome. Then the effect of B and C will activate. This time I will just activate B's effect, just because I won't make ball load. So I just search one of the pieces, the one that you need the most. Sometimes what I see, what I do is just maybe special summon like C in defense position. I mean, it's 2000, can be pretty good, and if you have like another piece in hand, you can just special summon it the turn after. So that's it. So what you're going to do is activate Invocation. We're going to banish Alastair and with the pieces you added. There we go. Keep in mind, guys, you also have two other cards. Let's put just two random cards in here, so that you see what your hand is. So you have two cards in hand, and you activate Invocation. So you're going to fusion summon the Mechaba right here. I would recommend put it here, because when you put it here, sometimes it can be a problem. So that's why we saw, me and Max, that sometimes it would be better to drop the Mechaba here actually. So yeah, and then you can just go ahead and just banish these three, make your Buster, and that's where Meltdown actually come in handy, because your opponent cannot do anything about your fusion summons. So Meltdown and Brilliant Fusion is also nice, because your opponent cannot negate Brilliant Fusion. That's also a good thing to note. So that's pretty much it. You're just going to activate Invocation, going to recycle it, and just going to add Alastair back in hand, and you still have two cards. So I mean, it's pretty good. You can have like two hand traps or two traps or whatever to distract your opponent, and you also have Alastair for the next turn, or if you want to boost Mechaba's attack. So that's pretty much good. And also, like I told you guys, when you use Buster's effect, you tag out, you special summon your three pieces. Why do I have two A's in banish? So we have this one here, and then you can just normal summon Alastair and just go off with even more link summons. So that's the first combo, guys. So you end with a field of Buster, Mechaba and Decode Talker, or Buster, Mechaba and Borrowload, and three cards in hand. So that's pretty much it for this combo. So I'm going to show you the next one. So guys, for the next combo we will need Gofu, the Vague Shadow, and Union Hanger. I mean, Gofu is a one-off, so this combo is kind of less powerful to make. But keep in mind, Gofu, Union Hanger, or Gofu, Meltdown, or Alastair basically make Decode Talker with one of your fusions, being Mechaba or Dragon Buster. And it also happened at the locals when I had Gofu, Union Hanger, Alastair, and Brilliant Fusion. So that was a pretty legit board. So what you're going to do, first of all, going to special summon the Gofu, special summon the tokens, gotta special summon your Brick City Life tokens. So that, then you're going to add, activate the Union Hanger. Let's say you have two cards in hand, you know the drill. Three actually, my bad. There we go. So then you're just going to add, what I do most of the time is just B again. So you add B. And then what you're going to do is normal summon B, effect Hanger, you're just going to equip C to it. There we go. Let's drop that off. So then you can do the best play I would recommend, instead of just going into Decode Talker, just go straight into Borrowload. So you're just going to use these two tokens to make your Proxy Dragon, which will come handy later if you make if you have your Alastair next turn, so you can just drop your Mechaba more easily without banishing one of the pieces. So that's, yeah. Then you're just going to do it like this, just going to link summon using these three, and going to make Borrowload. So that was pretty easy. So there we go with Borrowload. Then you can just go ahead and use effect C first and then chain B. So just going to add first A, and you're going to special summon A. There we go. Then you can just banish these three, go into your Dragon Buster right here, So I mean, it's a pretty awesome combo. It's not that hard to do a lot, actually. And also, if you draw Gofu, you're pretty much good. And if you don't draw Gofu, this means you have maybe other combo in your hand. So it's pretty obvious. I like this one a lot because it's just a 2-card combo and it's pretty easy to do. And you can just play around hand traps based on the cards you have in hand. So yeah, I mean right now I just have Garnet, Ogre and Invocation, but it's, you can imagine if you have like Strike, Ash or whatever, can be awesome. Or just Brilliant Fusion with this would be broken. So that was the second combo, just Hanger Gofu will make a board of Borload and ABC Dragon Buster and 3 cards in hand. So that's it. So let's go into the last combo, guys. So guys, for the next combo what you will need is just Brilliant Fusion and Hanger. I mean, it's another combo with Brilliant Fusion, but Brilliant Fusion actually enables a lot in this deck. So yeah, so what you're going to do first of all is going to maybe activate Hanger to bait the Ash, even though, I mean, you have 3 cards in hands, maybe you have other cards to do that. So just going to activate Hanger straight away, just going to add B. And then you're going to activate Brilliant Fusion, going to send your Garnets, and A again to Grave. I mean, you know the drill. There we go. So that's that. So then you're just going to normal summon your B, going to use Hanger effect, going to equip the C to it, and special summon. Oh, I forgot to special summon Seraph Knight. God, I'm awful. So there we go. That's that. So then you're just going to go. At this moment, I'd rather go into IB than proxy, because maybe you will need proxy later on. So I just make IB right now. So you link summon. And keep in mind this combo works perfectly well with just an Alastair or Meltdown instead of Hanger. So instead of ending with the Code Talker and Buster, just end with the Code Talker and Mechaba. So where's my IB? There's my IB. There we go. Then you're going to use just B and C effects again, you know, the chains. So you're going to add, you can choose at this point. Most of the time just go to B again and just add B and special summon it out of C, so I can get another search to thin my deck even more, so I have less chances of drawing a piece I don't want to. So what I'm going to do is just going to link summon these two together just to be able to make my Deco Talker, which isn't ulti yet. There we go. Then we are going to activate B's effect even. So at this point I'm just going to add A. I think I have 2 A's right now, or 1 A in grave and 2 B's. So I mean, if you draw C next turn, or if you want to normal summon your A, you can make just double Dragon Buster. So whatever. So I have 4 cards in hand right now. So what you're going to do is just going to banish these 3. There we go. Then you're just going to fusion summon your Buster right here. Buster, you can choose actually which of the zones you want him to be. But if you're going to make a Mechaba also, you can just put it here. That's what I do most of the time, because Mechaba having here, being here can be a problem. But right now you can choose, doesn't really matter as long as you do not put him here, it's okay. So that's your ending board. You have Deco Talker, Dragon Buster, charge Brilliant Fusion on the field, and Hanger, and you have 4 cards in hand, which can be hand traps, whatever, or even if you are pretty lucky, you can have Alastair and Invocation, and just make another, just make a Mechaba, which these. So yeah. So guys, that's it for the deck profile and the combos. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I enjoyed playing the deck. It's a really fun deck. I was pretty surprised when I got second place actually, because I thought that this deck would be pretty bricky, having too much normal summons. But actually no, it's pretty powerful, and the boards you can make sometimes is just crazy. Keep in mind the Brilliant Fusion, Hanger and Alastair combo. If your opponent doesn't do anything to stop it or do anything to get over this board, when it will be your turn again, you just OTK and just attack for game, just OTK them. So that's pretty much it, guys. You can always leave a like and subscribe to the channel. As you guys know, YouTube changed a lot right now. Channels under 1000 subs won't be monetized anymore. So if you want to support the channel, just subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Even though I don't really care about monetization, because I just do it for fun. I just enjoyed making videos since I was a kid. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a nice day.